Hey MGTOWs, this is Vention. Enjoying my time here in Mexico. Just wanted to touch on a couple of things. First, an update on me, I guess. I basically am on day 14, I think, of COVID, and I have just the tiniest little trace of goo coming out of my lungs still. Other than that, I'm done with it. I don't feel like going to restaurants or anything yet because there's a small chance I could be contagious. So MGTOW Monger and I just took a walk yesterday, just to, get the blood pumping a little bit because we've been cooped up here for like a better part of about 2 weeks now. And so basically, things. So we went out, ran a few errands, and picked up a chicken at a local chicken joint. It's the coolest thing. For the chicken costs like 160 pesos, and it comes and that's like, geez, that's like. Well, divide it by 20 and that's what you get. It's not much. And it comes with these little taco roll things, some really tasty spicy potatoes, and then of course a whole chicken all cut into pieces for you, and very nice and spicy and tasty and delicious. And I can smell it now. But so basically, we did that, and man, you can eat cheap here in Mexico, let me tell you. I mean, you can eat cheap in the US too, but you got to cook your own meals and stuff for that, as I do oftentimes here. But man, you can eat out a lot here, and basically spend almost nothing. I think it's like say, oh geez, I went to government school, I can't do math in my head. Anyway, finished my morning workout. I'm adding a few things to it, although it is a pathetic workout compared to what I would have been able to do back in my 20s, but at 56 and with stage 4 cancer, I'm not complaining. Basically, I do this exercise bicycle thing right here. It's sort of a standing thing, and gives me the good cardio. Do some stretches over there. Then I have reached the point where I'm very nearly able to do regular conventional on the ground push-ups again. Haven't been able to do that for about a decade now, but currently, I mean, I was just doing push-ups against this thing, this little board here, and that's like 45-degree angle. And now I have graduated to doing push-ups on these 2 chairs. One arm on each chair, and I do 10 reps. So, and boy, let me tell you, this thing here is certainly making my legs stronger. And then I do another thing where I basically hold stand on one foot like so, and then hold both arms out like so, and then I just lean forward like this, balancing on one foot. And because the people at the cancer center were telling me that I needed to work on my balance. And then as time goes on, I'm able to squat down a little bit, and boy, does that ever add strength to my legs. There was times in Tijuana when I was going through the cancer treatments, including low-dose chemo, where my legs were so weak, I very nearly collapsed in the middle of the street as I was trying to cross a busy intersection, and man, that could have been real bad. You're not looking for people laying on the ground in the middle of an intersection. The eyes are a little higher, and they're looking for people standing up. So that could have been the end of old Vention here. So that happened. Man, I was a gnat's wing away from collapsing in the intersection twice. Very, very close. Once I just barely caught myself. Yeah, not good. Other than that, I got these at the cancer center too, so I've added some triceps to that. Just recently started that. That's about all I'm doing, and then I'm just doing curls with this tiny little 8-pound dumbbell. I could probably go heavier if I had a heavier dumbbell, but I don't have one yet. I think I might get one. My next step is to assemble a list of all the medications that I'm missing, and then do a final search here in Guadalajara to try to get some of them. And if I can't get them, I'm going to have to end my stay here and take off to back home. But before I go home, I want to find a place in Guadalajara that'll give me a good PET scan and a cancer blood test. But if I can't find one here, I'm going to have to go back to Tijuana and go back to the place that immunotherapy sent me to, and then I will have to get it there. But the thing is, it's always better to get the tests done in more than one place and get more than one source of the information that you want to get. Second opinions, they call them. So there's an advantage to that, though, because if I go home, if I go to Tijuana, then I can just schedule a flight from San Diego to home, and just have the immunotherapy driver drive me across the border. And then that's, in my experience, that's been a lot less arduous. But international travel, all the additional bullshit you have to go through for that, man, I'm not in favor of it. So if I can avoid that, man, it might be worth getting the PET scan in Tijuana after all. So in any case, that's what I'm up against. Second thing I wanted to cover was Bitcoins. All of these people who are real naysayers on Bitcoin, and it really irritates me because there's a guy on the Library Network who he has been in the alternative media forever. His name is James Corbett, and he runs what he calls the Corbett Report, or the Corbett Report. I'm not sure. And he's very well known in the alternative circles, but he is stubbornly anti-Bitcoin, and he comes up with these real straw man arguments about why he doesn't want to get into Bitcoin or why he doesn't support Bitcoin. He makes no mention of the Lightning Network and the absolute anonymity of the Lightning Network. Sure, you can out yourself on the Lightning Network when you order to your home address or a traceable address, something that might be illegal or that the government thinks is illegal. But the network itself is anonymous. Transactions are almost instant and almost free, way less than a penny. So, and then he was talking about how the government might come up with ways of limiting people's access to the internet so that they could control Bitcoin. But if that's the case, all the large corporations that are buying Bitcoin, who have a revolving door in Washington, D.C. and big government, all the big, huge money guys who are on these boards of director, and all of these people will be rejecting and almost grassroots among the elites, an effort will be placed to resist the government interfering with their cash cow and their reserves, because they're adding Bitcoin to their reserves every day. And basically when they do that, they get a bigger and bigger stake. They get more and more skin in the game. More and more of the individual corporate elites who run these boards of directors of these corporations, they own Bitcoin already, and basically the more of the upper echelons of power that own Bitcoin, the more resistance there will be for the very, very few utterly tippity-top elites in their efforts to ban or limit people's ability to use Bitcoin. Now, as far as control goes, the elites really don't care that much about us. They want to maintain and gain greater control over the MSNBC watching sheeple. For the most part, we're irrelevant. We are just a good example that the government can use to keep the sheeple in line. Kind of the way homeless people are used for everybody currently, right? The government can point to the homeless people and say, this is what you get when you don't play the game, you know? So my plan is to keep holding my Bitcoins. I have no plan on selling, and keep using the Lightning Network because I'm paying almost all my expenses here in Mexico with Lightning. And my landlord even accepts Lightning after some wheedling. But so basically, I'm able to share my share of the pay my share of the utilities with Lightning as well. So, geez, it's freaking amazing, guys. And then, of course, Uber is so cheap, and Uber Eats, when I dare to go off my diet, is so inexpensive that, and I can buy unlimited, pretty much unlimited Uber Eats cards, you know, gift cards and Uber gift cards. So, I mean, it's the same thing. It's the same credit, basically. The gift card will work for either, the gift credits will work for either Uber Eats or Uber. So I have unlimited rides anywhere in town I want to go, and unlimited Uber Eats if I dare to get off my low-carb diet, which I don't. Especially now that I'm running low on meds and running out of some, I don't really dare to go to have a cheat day very friggin' often. But on the bright side, I just had COVID, so and I recently saw a article in I was sent to me. It's a Facebook article, and it's about a guy who had massive cancer all through his torso, and and then 4 months later, I mean, after he got COVID, his cancer was like, I can't remember if it was absolutely gone or just really, really shrunk to almost irrelevance. So I know there's a guy in Germany who uses the measles virus to kill cancerous tumors. But I mean, I kind of thought maybe it's a possibility that COVID might help with that too. So, hope isn't a strategy, but a little bit of hope is nice. Maybe the COVID might help cancer too. I only regret, if it does, I only regret that it was too late for Liberation Y, our brother, to take advantage of it. So, yeah, may he rest in peace. His problems are over. So, yeah, and he never had to see what's happening to the United States right now. Although, just like all of us, he knew something like that was coming. So, in other news, I'm back to comfortably wearing my size 32 jeans, and my weight has dropped to 167, because when I get sick, my appetite just goes out the window. So I figure, why force myself to eat if I'm not hungry? So I did, I had like maybe at the most one meal a day, and it was a small one. Like a few days ago, I just had an apple and an avocado along with mostly just to keep my meds down. But now I'm starting to feel a little more human. I'm getting a little more hungry. So yesterday I had some fried eggs, and we also went and got that chicken, and except for 2 small potatoes about that big, I was entirely low carb yesterday, as usual. So yeah, the cancer center meals were very good, but they were not low carb, and they got me out of the habit of both fasting, and it got me out of the habit of staying low carb. So it really threw me off the wagon, I mean, in that respect. And I ended up going from size 32 jeans back to my size 34s and gaining some significant weight. And but the COVID gave me a wake-up call and a reset, so I'm back to where I was when I came to Tijuana in the first place. Oddly enough, I went to Tijuana thinking I was only going there for a PET scan, and then I would turn around and head for home. I overpacked heavily on medications and colostomy supplies, though. I still have plenty of colostomy supplies 3 months later, and I still have most of my meds, but I'm running out now. I just ran out of Quirky Sorb, which is a form of modified curcumin, which absorbs better. So I'm doubling down on regular curcumin until I can get more, they call it Curcin or something like that. And the brand name is called Quirky Sorb. So yeah, I've had good luck with that so far, so I'd like to get more if I can. So, yeah, other than that, it's about all I got for you. Things are pretty crazy in the U.S. still, but I'm not really keeping tabs that hard because I'm just so comfortable where I am, and I've been a little distracted by COVID and cancer. So I'm not really up on current events in the United States. I heard in passing somewhere that now that Trump's out of office and they don't need to punish him by locking everything down, I heard that California might be unlocking, but I haven't heard anything about my state. I really don't want to go home to my frigid ass, rainy, cold state when it's locked down as well. So man, that's a real negative and a real reason to not go home. Yeah, if I could find a way not to go home, I think I would do it. But you know, the customs, when you mail order something or have it mailed to you, they can look through it and everything, and it could take several weeks for it to pass. I ordered a thing from California, and the thing still hasn't shown up yet. And the tracking information says that it's still in Mexico City. So yeah, thanks a lot, guys. But it was worth a shot, you know. That was for my attempts and hopes of getting vitamin C megadose IVs here in Mexico, but I think that hope is pretty much dashed. So the chemtrails are going hard, so I better get my sunlight before it goes totally overcast. So I guess that's about all I got for you guys, and don't get married.